So there's a scene in season 1 where Dr. Elom comes out of the elevator and sees the love of his life, Ikea, in a compromising position with a certain gentleman. To be honest, the Dr. Elom felt very heartbroken because he is very fond of Ikea and he does everything possible to be in Ikea's radar all the time. At that moment, you feel like, Dr. Elom felt like everything that he had done had sunk and he had lost it with her. So, very heartbreaking. Yes, very heartbreaking. And hopefully, whatever he had said to her is going to manifest in the second season. And hopefully, she will accept him. But we'll wait and see in the next season. But yes, that was one scene that was very daunting. And I could feel it myself, out of the character of Dr. Elom. I myself have experienced from breakfast before.
So that scene would be, I think, episode 13 with myself and Philip and Elom. So I finally thought, okay, Elom would never say it. So let me just go with Philip. And here I was kissing Philip, And then out of nowhere, out of the blue, he just shows up. Who? Dr. Elom. And at once, I got confused. I was even calling Philip Elom. I forgot he was called Philip. And I had to explain myself. And yeah, that scene was pretty intense, because I love Elom, but the only thing standing in the way is a trauma from the past. As my dad packing bags and leaving, so it kind of gets in the way of me, opening up and finally letting anyone in, letting Elom in. Yeah.
So remember episode 8 in season 1 where I had to get Mr. Gansa to sign for the insurance? You remember? The kid needed surgery, but he didn't have insurance. The scene that got me the most, watching it myself, was when I had to pretend when Mr. Gansa was asking me if I knew the man had a kid who needed surgery. I said, no, I had no idea. I was like, Tilly, really? When I was watching, I was like, hey, Tilly, hey. That's my favorite scene, trust me.
Wow, season 1. I want to choose 2 scenes. Accra Medic, season 1, episode 1, when the whole group, all the people working in the hospital, were there in that first episode, in the conference room, being addressed by our beloved Dr. Mohammed. Anyway, and it was just wonderful to begin that working day with all these new working colleagues for Dr. Achampong. So I love that scene, but also there was another scene. Well, there are many scenes. I love the scene with Nurse Christiana, and those scenes with her husband. Very strong scenes, emotional scenes about something, work-life, home-like relationships that matter. I love the scene at the end of season 1, this extraordinary scene with Dr. Mohammed and Nurse Efe. Was it an accident? Is Dr. Mohammed to blame for what happened to Nurse Efe? Very powerful, haunting scene. And great scene. Yes, Dr. Elom and that nurse he's in love with, or she's in love with him. And and Dr. Elom comes out of he's standing in front of the lift, and they come out. Philip Kwanzaa and the nurse, I think he likes, and he discovers she's going to go out with him that evening, and Dr. Elom doesn't know what to say. So many moments.
I love, there was this scene I did with Dr. Debbie at the car park where she was being all cheeky and it triggered the right emotions, and everything I was doing, I was really pissed, so I was trying to be extra annoying and all that. And I loved the scene with her. And also, that was season 1, episode 9. Season 1, episode 11, Dr. Mohammed had a certain conversation with Mr. Gansa where they were talking about the oil that greases the machine and, those kind of talks. And it was extremely funny. Like, we were there yesterday. Now, I a bad boy, and I loved it. I think you should check it out. It's so funny.
So two of my favorite scenes from season 1 The first one was when I had to go into where Nurse Christiana was changing, and then the authority thing. I had to, yeah, come on, let's go and work. Feels good when you're doing stuff like that. And then the second one is when we're doing the operation. You watch movies, you see how people do it, and then like now you find yourself in that position. Feels good. You go out there, you watch, you see that you are doing something. That's my favorite.
One scene from season 1 of Accra Medic that really stands out to me is actually the season finale. So this is the scene at the very end where Dr. Muhammad pushes, or should we say accidentally, pushes Nurse Effie, and she falls down the stairs, and like you see her on the ground and her head is like bashed open, and it's like, oh! Because what people don't realize is that we don't see all the scenes when we're shooting. We shoot according to the scenes we're in. So I was not expecting that at all until I watched it on TV like everyone else and saw what happened to Nurse Effie. I was like, wow. Then I started wondering, is she coming back? Is this our way of killing her off? Who knows? So you have to watch. Stay tuned to see what happens with Nurse Effie. Is she back? Is she not? We don't know. I don't know, honestly. I just thought that was a really cool way to end the season because it keeps everyone in suspense and ready to see season 2 of Accra Medic.
It looks like I've had a lot of feeds. Almost every scene excites a lot of people, but one particular episode that is really dear to me, and for that matter, most even of my crew members and for the characters, is a scene where I had my biscuits and my cheese, and I was munching it with my own director and friend, Dr. Mohammed. Another particular scene, we've been able to sort out a few things, and we had some cash. So giving him his cash, the way I just slipped the cash into his hands, oh, amazing. And then he promised taking me to overseas. Then I said, I'm going to benefit. Or she too. So while you're watching me, wow, they're fine. And Charlie, actually, back door. Benefit my or dip.
Season 1 has to be with Dr. Ayana, where she nearly broke down because she had already lost a child before having this pregnancy. And when her water broke, she leaned against the wall and she thought everything was coming to an end. She kept asking herself questions. What if she's not able to hold this one too? What if she loses this baby too? That scene, as a woman, as a mother, it broke me. Mentally, a woman has to be strong enough to be able to go through child loss and then get pregnant again. And with those questions that keep nudging at you, do you think you can do this one? Do you think you can hold it together and be able to have another child and not lose her or him? Watching Koki go through that, sitting at home and watching that scene, realizing how she's almost breaking down, and then she turns around with the help of her friend, Dr. Adole Sinclair, talking her down. That stuck to me as a mother and a woman.
When Dr. Bafo had to sleep with the old lady for the cash, sometimes we all find ourselves in a certain situation where you tend to look to the left, you look to the right, you really don't know what to do at that particular point in time. So you find yourself taking certain decisions that may come back to bite you. And I feel like that particular scene, if not everybody, most of us can relate to it, because we've all gotten to, especially looking at how the economy is. When you are going to town and things are so expensive, and you literally cannot even do anything about it because what you are earning from work is not really holding you down like that. You want to look for a certain option. So yes, that particular scene, it kind of, was very relatable.
Scene 2, yes, scene 2, like walking, season 1, scene 2, walking all over town because Mr. Agbo didn't want to give me
car key, and I was walking, taking church, or my phone was stolen, went to the hospital, Dr. Bafo was stressing me. That scene was quite interesting. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. One of my great scenes. Yeah.
I think I've always enjoyed watching Sinclair, because then watch the character sort of is something that I do as a profession back home. So I'm always interested to see her scenes when she's actually having her therapy sessions, and it's something that I think Ghanaians must get used to or adapt, as in being open and talking. So definitely Sinclair. It's a secret that I've kept, so it's good I'm talking about it now. But her role sort of, attracts me a lot. Yeah.